just say let us continue this transmission with the continuance of your dialogues and questions, if you wish.
Hello, beloved Bashar.
And to you, good day. Just making sure you're all still awake. Speak up.
Okay. I have two questions. The first question is, given that we are all connected and one energy,
Yes.
all that is,
Yes.
do we have the ability to tap into another aspect of creation and perceive from that other aspect?
Yes. If it is relevant for the life you have chosen, to be able to do so.
So it's a way that we can literally, just as you were saying, you don't have a memory, you just get what you need when
Yes.
you need it.
Yes.
It's a way to actually do that.
That is one way, yes.
Okay.
Was that sufficient?
Yes.
All right.
Now let me remember what my other question was.
Well, you should know it when you need to know it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you know it?
I don't think I do. I think maybe that's good enough.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Up to you.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
My question for you is that in December of 2000, I was in Sedona and I had a very impactful experience. And while it was a lot of energy and light, it felt clear to me that it was alien in nature.
Oh, all right.
And I was impacted energetically and physically for weeks afterwards.
Yes.
My question is, you've said that your ship is above Sedona.
It is. I'm not the only one, but mine is too.
Thank you. And can you share with me if this was your people and what the purpose of this experience might have been?
The Sedona vortex is a very good reflective dimensional energy window or mirror to help magnify or amplify whatever it is your intentional focus is about. So if you brought in the intention to upgrade your frequency, upgrade your perspective and your energy, you were given an opportunity to become sensitive enough to pick up on the energy that is always being sent to all of you from very high dimensional levels, but which you're not always capable of perceiving. But if you upgrade yourself sufficiently, fine-tune your senses sufficiently to be able to do so, then you can receive the kind of an experience that you had.
So this was not necessarily from any particular alien group, but just the vortex itself?
No, what we're saying is the vortex is utilized that way to amplify, focus, and magnify the energy not only of the natural vortex, but of any connections you may have. Therefore, those on the other end may be very aware of the fact that they are also intentionalizing your experience from their point of view, but at the same time, it's a co-creation.
I see. Do you know who it was that may have been in contact with me through the vortex?
You are connected very strongly to the hybrid race known as the Yael.
The IL.
Yes.
Could you say a little bit about what my connection with them might be?
Well, you have a counterpart in their society.
And this counterpart, does he have a purpose in that society?
She does.
She does. Can you share with me a little bit about who she is?
Well, it has to do with the agenda to ultimately allow the hybrid children that are eventually going to live among you on Earth to begin to acclimate to your society a little bit more.
I'm not sure what to do with that.
You can put it in your pipe and smoke it.
I probably will.
All right. I figured you might.
Is there any way that I can make use of that information in my life presently?
Of course there is. When you consider the idea we have shared with you, what kind of a feeling or state of being comes over you? When you think of her, when you think of that connection, when you think even back to the experience that you had, that's an indication of a state of being that is more representative of a more aligned version of you. And in using that as a symbol, as a reminder of what state of being to come from in every action that you take, that can assist you in your life in that way to allow you to be more efficient in your application of that energy in the direction of the things that excite you. Yes?
Well, in that moment in 2000 in Sedona, it was a very bright, overwhelming.
Yes, I understand.
experience.
It doesn't mean that you have to absolutely recreate in the same way that experience, because you are a different person now. You will not necessarily experience it the same way. But every time you think back to that experience and remember what it felt like, you are in that energy. In fact, as we have often said, the trick of this situation is that you actually have to be in that state to even remember that it happened. So once you remember it happened, you're already in that state. Even if it feels different than it did before, you're in the version of that state that is now relevant for the person you are at this moment. Know that and come from that state in all that you do, and your life will be experienced more synchronistically. Does that make sense? More smoking?
It does. I'm definitely going to need to listen to this recording.
If you say so. I wouldn't suggest that you smoke the recording.
No. I won't. Well, that kind of leads into my second question.
Yes.
Which is that, and this is a less formed question, it's a little vulnerable.
A little vulnerable?
It feels vulnerable.
Well,
yes.
Does that mean weakness or strength?
Strength.
Thank you.
I'm 45 and
You're a whippersnapper.
Thank you. And I really feel that deep evolutionary partnership has really eluded me thus far in my life, and it's something that's been a real missing. And it's something that I haven't fully understood.
Yes.
What is in the way?
Maybe nothing. Maybe your assumption that you need that is in the way.
Maybe.
So the idea is fulfill yourself and then allow, not make, not force, not need, allow the reflection to come of the fulfillment you have created within yourself.
I agree.
Understand?
Yes.
That's how it works.
Does my connection with this female counterpart have anything to do with my relationships in this reality?
It does. And you can use it that way to create an energy state within yourself that is a more appropriate reflection of what it is you would be able to attract.
Is there a particular practice that would serve that?
I already gave it to you.
Right.
Anytime you remember the experience you had, you're in the proper state. Be in the here and now with that and act from that state on all the things that are representative of your preserved self. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Does that help?
I think so.
And again, remember, any kind of practice is a permission slip, which you have the imagination to create for yourself, because the ones that seem most exciting in your imagination, any kind of ritual, technique, or tool that your imagination comes up with, is a direct line of communication to your higher mind telling you that the reason that you're attracted to think of it this way is because this is what would work with your belief system right now.
Yes.
So you have the ability to invent your own permission slips, remembering, of course, all the time that you are your primary permission slip.
Yes.
Because the permission slips aren't really doing anything for you except allowing you to believe that they are, which allows you to actually do what you need to do. Does that make sense?
I think so.
All right. Yes?
The last question I have is simply, you spoke about how there are billions of realities happening simultaneously.
Well, there's an infinite number of realities happening simultaneously. The billions was a reference to the idea of how many parallel realities your consciousness is passing through per second to create the illusion of time.
Okay. So if time is an illusion...
Yes. It's a real experience,
right?
But mechanically it's an illusion.
Yes. What is all of that contained inside of?
Nothing.
Then what allows it to exist?
Everything.
all of the...
Remember, the idea you are speaking of, the question you are asking, what allows it to exist is a question within existence.
Yes.
Existence is not subject to time. Time is subject to existence. So the questions of what allows it simply goes back to existence is what is. Nothing allows it, it just is. That's its nature, that's its quality, that's its property. It doesn't need to be allowed to do anything. It is that which allows for everything.
And so inside of all of that...
There is no real inside, but we understand what you mean.
Within, yes.
There's no within, but we understand what you mean. There's no inside, there's no outside.
Okay.
It just is. Remember, the discussions of these things are being discussed in linear space-time language.
Yes.
The truth of it is, there's really nothing there to discuss. There's nothing that can be discussed. You can discuss the symbols of it, but not the thing itself, because the thing itself just is. Doesn't require any discussion. It just is. Is this making some sense?
Yes.
And so is there still a question?
There are multiple races.
Are you talking about on Earth? Or throughout creation?
Throughout creation.
Yes, of course.
And, for example, your race...
Yes.
Are there higher dimensional alien beings who are helping to guide your race?
Absolutely. One of our primary guides is the non-physical consciousness associated with the star system of Sirius.
And they're helping you evolve?
Absolutely. Just as someone is helping them, just as someone is helping them, just as someone is helping them, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on, forever. So there is no end to it.
Well, I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, all right. I guess there was an end to that.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I wanted to ask some questions about history on Earth.
Yes.
But my first question, since everything is in the present,
Yes.
what is history?
History, again, is simply your perception of another existing now, but from a linear space-time perspective, which allows you to perceive it as if it was in the past. Mm-hmm. But all of that exists right now. Just look at it as a pile of alternate realities all coexisting simultaneously that you decide to focus on in such a linear way that it makes it look like one thing caused another, but they are actually completely disassociated from one another, completely. You're the one creating the continuity you call your history. And of course, remember, when you change who you are as a person and you change the reality you live in, you're changing your history as well. You may not always know that you have changed your history. Because if you are really creating a continuity of a reality and a new history that goes with it, the new history that goes with it will more likely than not, with a few exceptions, make itself appear to be the only history you've had in order to form a foundation for the reality that you're now experiencing. So 5 minutes ago, you may have had, literally, collectively, a completely different history, but you won't remember that because what you think of as history right now will seem to be the only history you've ever had. Is this making some sense?
Okay, yes. I'm going to have to get the tape, too.
All right.
The question I had about the history of religion,
Yes.
and gods and philosophy.
Yes.
Like, I know in ancient Egypt there were many gods. And then
Well, there were many representations of the idea of all that is, yes.
Okay, so in Africa also, like...
Yes. Well, they're all true. Because you cannot imagine something that is not part of all that is. So anyone who wants to say, well, this is a representation of God and this is a representation of God, both are correct.
Okay.
There's no contradiction there.
Okay. So when in Buddhism, they talk about the gods of the sun, and
Yes.
the moon, and the stars.
But again, you are creating representations, interpretations in your linear understanding of symbols that work for you to represent the vibrational energy of an aspect of creation that you're calling a god. It's just language.
Oh, okay. And these exist.
They all
within-
exist.
Within ourselves also, because we're all one, right?
They exist,
Within.
yes. Again,
the-
everything exists within, just to use that word again, because there really is no without.
Thank you, Bashar.
Does that make sense?
Yes. it
All right.
does.
Thank you.
Okay. Just one more thing I wanted to say. This
Yes.
voice challenge that I've been having for many years, I feel like through breath work, I'm learning more to heal it
All right.
through my breath.
Then good luck on your process and congratulations for your challenges.
Okay. Thank you, Bashar.
Our love to you. Of course, there really is no luck. It's just the choices that you make.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
I just want to say on behalf of everyone that can't be here in person from Australia, New Zealand, and everywhere else, thank you.
All right.
You've made a difference to so many people's lives.
We thank you.
My excitement is to be a guide and a teacher and an acclimator for the hybrid children making their way to the earth to blend and to learn. And
All right.
what I can actually act on now is to prepare myself and
All right.
to understand what are their challenges going to be when they're here. They've got such technology, or I assume, to know so many things, but I heard you say before that even just understanding how does the postage system work, simple things like that
Yes,
might be
well,
relevant.
even people on your planet have difficulty with that. You must understand that even though they are in many ways highly advanced, you are truly an alien culture to them. Therefore, some of the things you do that you take for granted because you've been raised to take them for granted seem extremely unusual to them. Such simple things as, why do you eat food on a plate? Why do you need a fork? Can't you just eat it with your hands? You can, sometimes, but other times it's considered rude. Well, that's very confusing to them because it sounds contradictory. Well, when do you know if it's rude? And what is rude anyway? Do you understand
Yes,
how
I do.
this can get very complex for them? They really are very alien to you in terms of your culture. Therefore, they need a lot of acclimation, a lot of guidance, a lot of training. That's why some of the ones that have actually progressed a little bit farther than others, are actually temporarily living among you because they have learned enough to see if they actually fit in. Sometimes you will recognize them, sometimes you won't. Some of them actually have apartments.
Okay.
They are procured for them by those who oversee them, which is another hybrid race altogether, and act as their guides and act as, in a sense, their protectors on Earth. They acquire things for them because they have more familiarity with what's going on your planet and help them learn how to go through what would be considered a typical daily life on your planet. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to do everything that you do, because certainly they have their own culture as well. And some of that will blend into your society over time, which is the beginning of the creation of the sixth hybrid race on your planet. Nevertheless, they don't really want to stand out that much from you. They want to be accepted as family. They want to accept you as family. And so they are doing their best to sort of meet you halfway. But there will be some unusual things about them that you will enjoy.
In terms of meeting them halfway, I understand that there might be some eating habits and a whole bunch of things that we do that might be a bit disgusting even, I think. This is a word you've used before. in terms of their tolerance and their patience and their willingness to fit into our way of being, how can I meet them halfway? Are there certain things that we can change about ourselves, like yourself is trained as a first contact specialist to ease the path?
Yes.
Is there certain things I can do to change myself to kind of meet them halfway?
Well, again, it all comes down to acting on your highest joy to the best of your ability with no insistence on a particular outcome, because that increases your frequency to the point where you are capable of receiving the imaginations and the inspirations to do what you need to do, because you're already existing on that level, you already have that intention, and therefore the ideas will come. It's important for you to understand that every single circumstance, every single situation actually has, though not a built-in meaning, a built-in structure. So when you go about manifesting and creating with your imagination, your creativity, a circumstance, an idea, a situation, an opportunity, there is a built-in structure that then can automatically unfold. You don't have to do that much once you have used your creativity to set up a certain circumstance. The structure that's inherent within it will allow that to flow into your reality along that structural guide path, and it will fit as it needs to fit naturally. So you don't have to do so much engineering. You just have to sort of creatively make space by creating the fundamental circumstance or situation that's even sometimes just symbolically representative of a reality. In other words, mock it up.
Got it.
Physically mock up what you think it would look like. The closer you can get to what you perceive as an actual physical reality version of it, again, not that you have to insist it must look that way, but the closer you can ground your vision into actual physical action, even if you are, in a sense, mocking it up, creating a simulation that does carry a certain vibratory frequency to your mind. And when you create that vibratory frequency and immerse yourself in what you might call a real physical virtual reality representation of an idea, then your body consciousness starts to actually respond to it as if it is actually real. Remember, when your brain perceives that the information you're receiving is actually real, it retains up to 60 to 70% more of the information than when it knows, in a sense, that it's a simulation. So the more real you can make it, putting things where you believe they would be, interacting with physical things in the way you believe you would be interacting with things should they happen that way, the more you are training your body consciousness to get used to that reality, and the more it goes into alignment with that imagination vibration, and it starts to synchronize, and it more synchronistically can manifest a reality that is at least somewhat symbolically representative, at least very closely, to what it is you have mocked up. So that's one way to do it. Does this help?
That's perfect, thank you.
Does this sound like fun?
It already is fun. It's
All right.
amazing. You've talked about the economic system, potentially the future of an individual's worth being valued rather than a currency transaction.
Eventually.
I didn't quite understand what that means. Obviously, like teachers in Australia anyway are quite, in my belief system, undervalued. They're paid less.
Yes.
I don't understand what you mean by the worth of the individual will be valued instead of monetary.
What is the value of someone being able to teach you something that you truly need in life to accomplish what you wish? What is that value?
It's priceless in my estimation.
Exactly. So when everyone is priceless, you'll all be abundant. You'll all have the ability to share whatever it is you need to share and receive whatever it is you need to receive because of the synchronicity that will then be paramount in bringing together those that need what others have and vice versa.
I understand. Okay.
Does that make sense?
So the synchronicity will be much more present and people will give and receive as they need and it's less...
Synchronicity will be the currency.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
One last question.
Yes.
In Australia, I understand that Ayers Rock or Uluru is a chakra or a strong vortices. Is there others strong vortices on the east coast of Australia?
Yes, what about it?
What are the locations of what where
The major one is what you call Ayers Rock, yes.
Other than that, on the east coast, so Byron Bay or Sydney or Melbourne, are there other strong vortices?
Of course there are. There are many. But the primary one is in the center.
Okay, right.
The others take their cue from that.
Okay.
Yes?
Thanks, Bashar.
Thank you.
Much love.
And to you.
Hello.
And to you, good day.
This might sound kind of silly.
Oh, all right. Let's
But-
hope so.
Okay, good. Since I've just thought of saying this to you
Yes.
for some time.
Yes, yes, yes.
When I really appreciate when you take the letter H from the end of the word Earth in the
Yes.
English language, and put it at the beginning.
Yes.
It makes the word heart.
Yes.
And I really appreciate that.
Well, I thank you for appreciating that. There are many, many lessons to be learned in the structure of your language. When you play with it, you will see how you may have even unconsciously put a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom built into the language itself if you just know how to look at it a little differently.
Like the word friendship.
Yes. Like many different kinds of words. But if you play with it, with your imagination, you find all sorts of insights and awarenesses that are built into the structure of the language that are there ready to be discovered.
Sweet.
Yes.
Another thing, a few years ago, I got really sick.
Yes.
And I found myself mumbling a word.
Yes.
And it sounded really interesting. So I looked it up,
Yes.
and it turns out to be a location.
Which is what?
Tikal.
Yes, Tikal, yes.
Why would I get that?
Because you have connections to that era, that idea is what you classically call a past life connection. Oh. And so you're drawing upon that for the wisdom and the knowledge that you need for certain things in your life, in the exploration of your theme.
Cool.
So investigate it however you are curious to do so.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Can I ask one more question?
That was a question.
Okay. My older brother used to sleepwalk.
Yes.
And he would actually come out of his room with his eyes wide open. I didn't know
Yes.
he was sleepwalking.
Yes.
And have a full conversation.
Yes.
And it felt like it was I talking to someone, a different being?
Well, you were talking to a different aspect of his being,
Okay. It was weird.
if you say so.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
You are welcome.
Take care.
Okay. Where should I take it?
Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day.
Thank you so much for always information. It helps me a lot.
All right. Thank you for making the information your own so that you can help yourself.
Okay. I have a question. Do you know about tachyon energy?
Yes,
in the
we
universe?
understand. Many of the people on your planet that think they're using tachyon energy are not really doing it in a way that makes much difference. The technology to tap into the idea of tachyon energy is quite different than what many people on your planet are doing. Now, it doesn't mean you can't access tachyon energy yourself. So what they're really doing is simply creating a permission slip that allows you personally, on a biological level, to open up to using tachyon energy more efficiently. But the devices themselves are not really a technology that takes advantage of processing tachyon energy. They're permission slips that gives you more permission to use the tachyon energy yourself.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
And I saw the picture. It calls light mandala, and that's a machine using crystal and light.
Yes.
And put some patterns on the skin.
Again, this is another permission slip.
Right.
You understand this concept, yes?
Yes, I understand that.
So use whatever permission slip you believe works for
Okay.
you.
Thank you so
It's as
much.
simple as that.
Right. Okay. And yesterday,
Yes.
one of my best friend
Yes.
passed away.
Oh, all right.
Right after that,
Yes.
I felt like he chose to leave this earth, and then
Yes.
he's still enjoying his journey, even though he passed away.
Well, of course he is enjoying his journey.
Right.
And The timing of these things is usually because then it turns your attention toward the spirit world to pull you along up the ladder to increase your vibration because you wish to reach out to that person. So it expands your senses and you can learn to still communicate with them. Just because they're in spirit doesn't mean they're not still part of your life. It doesn't mean you can't learn to communicate with them. So now your attention is turned toward the idea of the spirit realm, and you can allow yourself to let that energy into your system so that you can become more sensitive to communications from your friend and from the spirit level.
Okay.
This is often why people will die at certain times, to bring your attention forward into the spirit world, because it helps you. It helps you on your journey.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay. And then
Yes?
I am dancer.
Yes?
I've been working many years as a dancer.
Is this your excitement? Or at
Yes.
least one expression of it? Yes? This is one expression of your excitement?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And I'm following my passion.
Yes? And so?
And so many synchronicity happens.
Yes, of course. That's what happens when you follow your passion.
Yes.
Synchronicity increases.
Yes. And
Yes?
I just want to share my experience. Like
Yes?
before, I couldn't imagine I can eat and live and,
Yes.
being dancing, being artist.
now
and
you
doing-
can.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you so much. It is important to understand that being yourself works. The most difficult thing you can possibly do in your life is try to be someone you're not. So stop resisting who you are. Let life work. Allow it to work. Isn't that right, Nania?
How did you know?
What do you mean, how did I know? I know because I let life work.
Oh, that's a little spooky.
Oh, spooky Bashar. All right. Well, it is approaching your Halloween. So time to be a little bit spooky.
Well,
Ooh,
I have to admit, sometimes I'm haunted by you.
aliens. Oh, wait. Alien ghosts. Even spookier.
You're so funny.
Oh, wait. Funny alien ghosts. All right, not so spooky.
Yeah, spooky funny.
Oh, all right. More spoofy.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So we have some Ustream questions.
Yes.
How do I stay calm during a contact experience? Yikes.
When you are in the proper state, calmness will be automatic. It'll be part of the experience because you will be ready, truly ready. So it's built in.
So how about all the people that get like freaked out and they run away?
They're not ready.
Oh, I see. So there's nothing you can do to stay calm? I mean,
Yes, be in the proper state. And you already all know how to get into the proper state.
go to Arizona?
Like father, like daughter. Now who's being spoofy? And by the way,
Yes.
yes. That's one of the states because that's the state our ship is above.
That's right. In fact, somebody wanted to know how many miles above are you these days?
853. You want me to go back up?
Well, that's a good sign, isn't it?
If you say so.
Yes, it's a good sign.
Thank you.
I was just see what else we have here. Do your people breathe in the same way that we do?
Sort of. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Although we take in more oxygen and accelerate the energy in the oxygen in a very different way than you do. It creates a much stronger electromagnetic field around our bodies. And the electromagnetic field is partly how we breathe. You too, but you don't know that yet.
Would your physiology seem really alien to us?
It would seem a bit unusual. Because remember, we do not eat, we do not sleep. Therefore, we don't really have the same internal configurations anymore that we used to. Therefore, we are evolving, as we say, into quasi-physical beings who don't necessarily express many of the same physiological functions and therefore have no need to experience the idea of the way you experience your bodies. We used to, but no longer.
But some of the others, like the Yael, their bodies would be more physiologically similar to ours? Or
Some of them, not all of them.
the hybrids?
The hybrid children certainly will be more similar to you.
Okay.
Hence their ability to live among you more easily.
Someone else wanted to know, do the hybrid children cry?
Some have been known to.
So unlike your species, they actually can feel sadness.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
does that mean like all their markers aren't turned on then?
In a sense, but you must understand they have slightly different markers. They are still a different species. And they process things in a slightly different way. And the reasons they may cry are not necessarily aligned with all the same reasons in which you may cry.
That's right, because when your children never cry, right?
No.
But the physiological release
Yes.
is a positive behavior, wouldn't you say? Or
Within
is
the
it
hybrid children, yes, but it's unnecessary
For
within
yours.
ours.
okay? So for them, like we also cry when we laugh really hard too.
Yes.
So it's a very potent part of our physiological
Yes,
change.
but we experience it differently. Again, it has to do with vibrations in our electromagnetic field.
yeah, I mean, but as far as like the hybrid children,
Well, a little bit, yes, but they're
Okay.
more like you.
so
They will still have expressions you will recognize as human emotions to some degree.
oh, well, they seem more muted than ours, or more
Depends.
neutral.
It depends. It depends.
Okay.
It depends.
Okay.
It depends.
All right. Well, we'll just keep on moving along here.
Yes.
And how many civilizations live in our universe? And
in the
our
universe?
I just read the questions.
We are aware. We are aware. Now, this doesn't mean we've met them all. We are aware through communications of approximately 65 million civilizations. Now, this encompasses many different galaxies and many different communications with many different species who themselves may or may not have met some of these other civilizations. So that is what we are aware of at this moment. Of course, there are obviously many, 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 many more.
Yeah, it's kind of like the ocean. It's just filled with life, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is. And of course, it also depends on what you mean by a civilization, because there are many interpretations of that idea. But we have given you a number that is at least representative of something that is close to what you would also somewhat recognize as a civilization of sorts. So that number represents something that you would be somewhat familiar with or capable of recognizing as such. There are many, many quote-unquote civilizations you wouldn't even recognize as civilizations.
It's quite a universe.
And it's not the only universe. There is a
Right,
multiverse.
there's a multiverse, yeah. Like, there's a lot of
So,
stuff.
The true answer, in a sense, therefore, would be actually there are an infinite number
Right.
of civilizations. But that wouldn't necessarily give you a practical understanding of what might be local, so to speak.
So another person wanted to know, will you and your team be part of the first contact crew to come?
No. The Sasani people will be the third hybrid civilization you will meet, not the first. The Yael are the first hybrid civilization, which doesn't mean they're the first civilization, just the first hybrid civilization to make open contact with you, but we will be the third.
And then on another topic, someone asked, is the chance of a female president still 88%?
Give or take. Yes, give or take.
Okay. And probably lastly,
Yes.
where does writer's block come from, and how can a person overcome it?
Writer's block comes from inflexibility with what's happening and assumption and expectation of what needs to happen instead of exploring why the writer's block is there. Because it isn't really a block, it's an arrow pointing in an unexpected direction. And if nothing else, if you experience what you call writer's block, write about the writer's block and then you won't be blocked.
That's very clever.
We have been known to be so from time to time.
Yes, you have.
Is it time for your break and your holotope?
Well, could someone tell me what time it is right now? Oh, so actually, we have about 20 minutes left. If
no,
you're up
you have
for
about
it.
15.
Okay, so how many names would you like me to pull?
You may pull one at the moment.
All right. Maria Turnout. Yes.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you.
Making sure you're all awake. Good morning.
A couple of years ago now, it was an extraordinary night. It was just so beautiful. I was enjoying myself immensely. I'm driving over the hill down into the valley here in California, top down, and I look up. and
Your
there's
top was down?
My top, my convertible.
You said you were enjoying yourself immensely.
My convertible.
Oh, all right.
And I look up.
You have a convertible top. What does it change into?
A convertible car.
Oh, all right.
Yes. I look up.
Yes.
And there's two massive globes in the sky. And I'm saying to my friend that was sitting beside me, look, look, look. And nobody seemed to see it. And I'm looking up, and they're zipping up and down and around. And, and then as I'm saying, look, shoom, they shoot straight up and disappear.
Yes.
And
this is quite common.
And but that week, I became very almost ill, and I very seldom become ill.
Because you were processing higher level energies and weren't used to that yet. You had to stretch to accommodate them and get used to that frequency. There was some resistance just because of the way that you're used to thinking of these things. You just had to let go of the old paradigm, that's all. It helped stretch you out.
Okay. And in helping me stretch out, how did that change me?
It opened up new paths for you to expand your senses and act more in alignment with your true frequency.
Okay.
And so, what are you doing with that experience?
A whole lot more research.
Into?
Higher dimensions, I guess.
All right.
Becoming more.
Is that fun?
Oh, it's tons of fun.
All right. So it inspired you.
Yes, very much.
To go more deeply into that subject, yes?
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what happened for the channel. So look where you could wind up.
So
maybe, maybe not.
Because energy runs both ways.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. It's hyperconductive, not just superconductive. Goes in a multitude of directions simultaneously.
Oh.
Okay.
So when I see them again,
if you do,
I did a couple of weeks later.
When you saw them again.
When I saw them again,
Yes.
I was lying under a tree looking up
Oh,
at a meditation
what lies
retreat.
were you telling?
I was enjoying myself, lying in the grass underneath a tree.
There she goes enjoying herself immensely.
I do. And I look up, and the two of them zipped across the sky again.
Yes.
And it was, I had just been meditating.
Yes. So?
So is that confirmation?
Well, again, the idea is that you allowed your frequency to allow your senses to perceive what to most people are invisible, because you're expanding your senses. If that's the experience you had, that's what it represents.
So just keep doing what I'm doing.
Just keep acting on your highest excitement and your senses will keep expanding appropriately.
And
Yes.
related to that, maybe,
Yes.
maybe not.
Yes, yes, yes.
When I take pictures with different cameras,
Yes.
this small green kind of orb,
Sometimes your technology can pick up on interdimensional kinds of other energies.
so
It can be representative of a spirit, it can be representative of a probe, it can be representative of simply natural energy formations and phenomenology. It can be representative of many different things. You would have to take it on a case-by-case basis.
okay,
Does that help?
it does.
Anything else?
Probably, but I just can't think right now.
All right.
Of
Well,
what?
then please be off and enjoy your globes immensely.
Thank you, Bashar.
Thank you.
Can I draw another name?
One.
Aga la Magica? Come on now.
Thank you. First and foremost, we will extend to each and every one of you individually and all of you together collectively our deepest appreciation at the co-creation of this interaction and the allowance of this transmission from our reality to yours in this way. Each and every time you afford us the opportunity to interact with all of you, you expand our awareness of all the ways that creation has of expressing itself, and so we thank you for the gift of allowing us to experience that expansion of the multidimensional crystal of creation. We would like to begin this particular transmission in the following way. You have been discussing for quite some time in your age of awareness, your age of cosmic expansion, the idea of dealing with balancing out polarity. You have experienced the idea of great polarity in your reality experience, and you understand that by balancing it out, you can allow yourself the opportunity to mitigate the effects of the negative side and give yourself the freedom to choose what you prefer from the positive side, unless, of course, you prefer the negative side, which many of you are saying you don't. But nevertheless, the idea is that balancing it all out will allow you to choose consciously and intentionally what you prefer. Now, the idea is that you have been thinking about this idea for a long time as polarity. But as many people are starting to realize, it really isn't the idea of polarity that is the nature of existence. The nature of existence is really a trinity. You have expressed this in a number of ways. The idea is that the balance point in the center is the third point. And the idea is that without that third point, without that trinity, without that balance point, then you are left dealing with the idea of polarity and all of the different kinds of experiences you have had within that particular domain. But if you are allowing yourself finally to recognize creation not just as a polarity, not just as a duality, but as a trinity, and you begin to allow yourself to awaken from that center point, which is where you really exist, in the here and now, in the present, in the center, then it is much easier to deal with the idea of the polarity of positive and negative on either side of that central third balance point, and you can allow yourself to lessen the effects that all of them have. You can neutralize all situations much more easily, and when they are all equally valid, when they are all equally neutral, then you can find that you have the ability to more effortlessly choose what you prefer without invalidating what you don't prefer. Remember, that even negativity serves you in positive ways if you allow it to. Many people on your planet, because of the way they have been brought up, the way they have been taught to think, have a difficult time finding some of the positive ideas and applying them in their lives. Well, sometimes, because you're all very clever, you will go about it the opposite way. You will attract into your life something that is exactly the opposite of what you prefer, in order to have a comparison, so that by seeing what you don't prefer so strongly, it makes it that much clearer what you do prefer. And thus you can use negative reality in a positive way by allowing it to remind you that that's not what you prefer so strongly that it finally allows you to move in the direction that you do prefer. In some ways, we have referred to this in the past as the rubber band analogy. You know that if you have a rubber band and you pull it back and pull it back and pull it back, the farther you pull it back, then of course once you let it go, it will snap that much farther and that much faster onto the other side. Well, you've been dealing with the idea of negativity for so long, with darkness for so long, so deeply, so profoundly, and you have pulled that rubber band back into the darkness so far. The good news is that when you finally let that go, you will snap that much farther, that much faster into the light. And that's what acceleration is all about. That's why it happens. So in a sense, again, you can see there are ways in which the idea of having explored negativity, once you let it go, can actually propel you and accelerate you in the direction of the light, in the direction of your true self, and allow you to experience all the fruits and the benefits of that release. Does this make sense to you? All right. So the idea, as you have labeled it, is that this is a time of what you have called cosmic awakening. What does that mean? All right, well, we'll tell you, thank you. The idea from our perspective is that you are awakening into the understanding that you are the cosmos, you are all that is. The idea of ascension, the idea of acceleration, the idea of consciousness expansion is, in a sense, at least from one perspective, the realization that you actually are the dimension of reality you previously thought you existed in. I'll repeat that. It's an awakening into the awareness that what you have called physical reality is not something that exists outside of you, it exists within you. It's your construction, your illusion, your projection, your creation, in order to have a certain experience that you call space-time reality, in order to experience the idea of change, of self-discovery. Because if you exist in a timeless state, there is no change in a timeless state. If you want to experience a new perspective of yourself, you have to create the idea of forgetting who you are in a linear space-time framework in order to have the experience of remembering who you are from a different perspective, of discovering yourself anew from a new perspective. Because you see, the framework of existence, the structure of existence never changes. It's the perspective of the structure that changes, and the perspectives are infinite. And that new perspective, that new discovery, that new self-awareness from a new point of view, that's what expands creation forever and ever and ever, is that it sees itself from a different point of view over and over and over and over and over and over again, infinitely, infinitely, infinitely. But you have a simple structure to work with, and it is those foundational elements, that simple structure, that we also wish to impart to you so that you can understand how to use the structure to your advantage, how to understand clearly, how to see clearly what that framework is, so as to know, to use it to guide you in the direction that you really prefer. Because it really is very fundamentally simple. It really isn't complicated at all. And once you understand how simple it is and render everything down to that simple understanding, then from that simple understanding, you can create an infinitely complex and rich experience without it necessarily being negatively complicated. So the idea is to, again, have that paradoxical balancing of the simplicity and the richly complex, but in a way that serves you, in a way that's aligned with the vibration of your true self, so that you can experience the path you chose in life in the smoothest possible way, in the joyful way, in the most positive, constructive, ecstatic, passionate way that you possibly can. Does that make sense? All right. And again, please remember, these are not just nice ideas. These are not just nice sayings. What we are actually discussing here is physics, vibrational energy physics. It's the law. There are only, from our discovery, from our point of view, there are only 5 laws in existence. Number 1, you exist. You can't do anything about that. You will never change that. You cannot become non-existent. Why? Because by definition, non-existence doesn't exist. So you cannot become non-existent if you exist. It's the only quality you have fundamentally. So you'll never change that. Law number 2, everything is here and now. Law number 3, the one is the all are the one. Number 4, what you put out is what you get back. Number 5, everything changes except the first 4 laws. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. That's the structure, that's the framework. And every single experience you have ever had, are having now, or will ever have, in this reality or any dimension of any reality or any civilization whatsoever, will be some combination of those 5 laws, and that's it. So the rest of it, as you say in your language, is your ball game. It's up to you to use those 5 laws in whatever way, shape, or form, to paint the picture in whatever way, shape, or form is most representative of the vibration of your unique perspective of all that is, because each and every one of you, each and every one of us, each and every being in existence is simply another way that all that is has of seeing and experiencing itself. So value your uniqueness, validate your individuality. Many people on your planet have for a long time been under the impression that the idea of unity comes from homogeneousness, from all being the same. Nothing could be further from the truth. It is the true validation of every single individual that creates harmony and synchronicity and allows you to truly function as a unit. Thus, then, you retain your individuality, you retain your unique perspective and energy, while at the same time, because you are true to the unique vibration you are, you harmoniously and automatically fit with every other being also being true to themselves, in much the same way that you have a picture puzzle made of all these different pieces, and each piece is a unique shape. If each one of those shapes tried to be a shape it is not, it would not fit, and it would not allow the picture, the whole picture, to be formed. The only way the entire picture is formed is by each piece being exactly what it is, which means it fits perfectly with all the other pieces, and thus then creates the whole picture that can then support all the individual pieces that have made the picture up. That's how it works. So validate your uniqueness, and you will be yourself, and in being yourself, you will support the unique perspective that all that is created you to be. If all that is didn't think that your unique perspective was necessary in order for it to be complete, you wouldn't exist. Trust me, it doesn't make mistakes. So if you exist, all that is needs you to exist, because without you, all that is would not be all that is. It would be all that is except you. And that's not all that is. So self-validation, self-deservability, self-worth, and the expression in joy, in excitement of your unique self is the key. As we have said many times, and we will probably say again when we answer some of your questions, the only real formula that it comes down to is this. Every single moment that you can. Now, remember, this is actually a vibrational formula, not just a nice saying. Every single moment that you can, act to the best of your ability on whatever contains the highest amount of your excitement, joy, love, creativity, and passion, to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can till you can take it no further. And do that and keep doing that, no matter how it looks, no matter what form it comes in, with absolutely zero assumption, insistence, or expectation as to what the outcome of that action ought to be. That's it. That's the formula. And if you just do that every moment that you can, I guarantee that when you get in that flow, it will lead you where you need to be led. You'll wind up exactly where you need to be, when you need to be there, with whom you need to be. And it will allow an explosion of ecstatic synchronicity in your life and create the effortless and joyful experience that you all say you desire. And it really is that simple as acting on that formula and knowing that if you do, you are using the basic structure of existence, and thus then it will support you in that positive experience in exactly the same way it has always supported you in any negative experience you chose to buy into as well. You see, you are free to choose. In a paradoxical way, the proof that you are ultimately supported is that you're actually capable of believing that you're not supported. You are so unconditionally loved and so unconditionally supported, you are allowed to believe you are not loved and not supported. That's how supported you are. So anytime you experience the idea, I'm not supported, I'm not loved, stop and take a moment to remember that the only way you could actually have that illusionary experience is if you were actually supported in your belief that that's true, which automatically means you're supported, you're loved. So why not be supported in what you prefer to be instead of being supported in what you don't? Why not? That's the ultimate question. Now then, while you're letting all that sink in, we will once again extend to you our deep appreciation and ask, in return for the gift that you are giving us, how may we serve you now through your questions and dialogue? If you have a question, raise your hand. You will be called on. We will interact. Thank you.
Say good day to you this day of your time. After the transmissions we have delivered for the past 40 years of your time, we now begin a new chapter, having reached the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. This new chapter will entail a different approach to the delivery of information that we provide for you, all falling under the banner of Countdown to Contact, Year 1 for this, your year of 2024. We will say Happy New Year to you all, and thus we will begin another part of the journey together, if you wish. For this year, each subsequent transmission will be titled Countdown to Contact, Year 1, Interstellar Alliance Social Experiment. For the first month, next month, it will be Step 1. This Interstellar Alliance Social Experiment, Step 1, and the subsequent steps in the following months that will be delivered intermittently, will be all about providing you with exercises and actions that you can take that will align you more clearly with the vibrational frequency of the Interstellar Alliance as preparation for the idea of open contact. These steps, this social experiment, will involve your willingness to take certain actions that we will describe that will be challenging for some of you to apply into your society. This doesn't mean that you have to do what we will suggest, but if you are willing to take the steps that we will outline, it will bring you into closer vibrational connection with the idea of open contact and the idea of the frequency of the Interstellar Alliance. In this particular transmission, we are simply preparing you to take these steps by announcing them and letting you know that we will be providing this information in the next transmission and the subsequent upcoming transmissions thereafter. Each of these steps will be a challenging introduction, a challenging series of actions for you to take in your society that in many cases may be asking you to go beyond what are typical bounds in your society, to reveal yourselves as aligned with the idea of an interstellar alliance. Again, none of you have to do this, but your willingness to do so will make you more aligned with the Interstellar Alliance, and the probability will increase of open contact for you. We understand that this can be challenging in your society, for many of the suggestions will be contrary to what you are used to doing. None of them will be breaking your laws, but they will allow you to take a stand. They will allow you to be bolder in your outward expression of your alignment, and they will each get more and more challenging relative to the norms of your society. But this is important now in this new cycle, this countdown to contact, year 1, for you to step up the game, as you say, and in your language, walk the talk, as you say, that will allow you bit by bit, step by step, to interject into your society the idea, the notion, and the consciousness of the existence of the Interstellar Alliance, and how you, in your willingness to follow these suggestions, will allow yourselves to become essentially a citizen of the Interstellar Alliance over time, over all the steps that we will suggest. Again, you have free will. There is nothing that forces you to take any of the actions we will suggest, but we will again tell you that should you be willing to do so, it will align your frequency more and more with the experience of open contact, and even more specifically with the vibration of the Interstellar Alliance, making it more and more probable on your planet for awareness to open up to our existence, the existence of other dimensions, by allowing yourselves to take the actions we will suggest that can, over time, begin to create a movement that will transform your society into one more capable of experiencing interaction with extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, and spiritual beings of all kinds. So we will begin this cycle in this transmission with this announcement, which begins the preparation so that you have a month to prepare yourselves to decide whether or not you are going to be willing to take these actions as we deliver them intermittently from month to month. And again, the first transmission of these steps will be titled The Interstellar Alliance Social Experiment Step 1, all under the banner of Countdown to Contact Year 1 in your year of 2024. This will all accelerate in the subsequent years thereafter for 3 years, and thus leading up to the probability of a contact event that can change many things upon your planet. So this transmission is simply to announce and alert you to the upcoming changes, to the new cycle of delivery of information. Much of the information we have delivered in previous transmissions will now focus in on your understanding of the formula, how metaphysics actually functions, along with the suggested actions that will be coming in the subsequent upcoming months, and altogether your understanding deepening of metaphysical concepts and the actions you will take if you are willing to follow our suggestions will again increase the probability of contact for your world globally, depending on how far you are willing to go. And again, once again, I stress, you do not have to take these actions. It is up to you and your free will, for some of them may be too challenging for some of you. may take you too far outside your society, and therefore you may not be willing to necessarily partake of these actions and these suggestions initially. But I do guarantee that if you are willing to do so, the vibrational frequency of your alignment to the Interstellar Alliance and the probability of contact will increase geometrically. So it is up to you, as always, with your free will. As we begin this new cycle of information, as this new cycle of actions begins to unfold, we invite you to ponder deeply all we have said before, taking into account all that you have learned, all that you have been willing to apply in your lives with regard to the formula and your understanding of metaphysics and spirituality that we have shared with all of you, and to streamline it now in this new cycle to make it a daily understanding, a daily application, a daily usage in every situation and circumstance in your life to truly accelerate you into this new cycle, beginning now with this year of 2024. In return for the gift you are giving us in allowing us to share this with you and the subsequent actions that are to come, I ask, in what way may we continue to be of service to you? Please begin with your questions and dialogues if you wish.